Good evening, one and all. This is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey coming to you from Hamilton, Ontario. It's Friday night, approaching 8 p.m. So it's time to listen in on the Lake Ontario. Sorry, it's not that. It's the Friday night ZOE Ragchew. Our host tonight, Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India, our very own Larry on the East Mountain. So we'll take a quick standby and wait for the big clock to flip over till 8 p.m. and then the net will proceed. Please stand by.
Good evening, all. Welcome to the Friday night ZOE Ragchew on 443.075. Has a bluff offset and no tone is required. Let me catch my breath. I just brought everything in from outside. Hi, call. Here's Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. My name is Larry and I'm located at East Hamilton Mountain. It's an open that's join the conversation. Please give us your call sign and your name. Tell us about yourself, your equipment, and would like to add to the conversation. And before we start, I'd like to thank Terry, VA3IMW for using that repeater. Please remember using repeater. It has very good coverage in Ontario, so no religion, politics, or foul language. And last but not least, please let the repeater drop so others can get in. Anyways, happy Halloween, everyone. And they're going to get check in for Friday night ZOE Ragchew. Come on in.
Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. Happy Halloween.
VA3MCA, and somebody was in there with Matt.
And VA3WPG.
Okay, somebody doubled up with Steve there. VA3NFG. I've got NFG, NCA, WPG. Who am I missing, please? VA3DD.
Victor Echo 3 India, Uniform Kilowatt.
I got NFG, NCA, WPG, DK, get this right. KDT, IUK. Who else am I missing? Come on in, VE3LBI. Anyways, that was a good night. Wife just figured out we brought everything in. We're done. Baseball game starting shortly, so she wants to watch that. We ended up about 70 kids. And Mac, thanks for putting live on YouTube there. And once again, I'm going to remind everybody, don't forget, Sunday morning, 2 o'clock, time change. We go back 1 hour. All right, let me bring in Steve. Come on in, Steve, VE3LBI.
Roger, thanks there, Larry. Sorry for the double. Anybody I doubled over with. I'm set to the reverse of my radio is on the reverse here. I find that the repeater is dropping out, even where I'm located. Goes from full scale down to like 7-ish units, and sometimes 5, and then back up to 30. Most of the time it's at full scale, but if the needle wanders around and it gets some static there. So most of you guys are full strength into me, so I've been using the reverse of this repeater. But anyway, that's about it. No traffic here, there, Larry. We'll be listening here. I just have to take a time out here. I have to do something there for my wife, so I'll be back in about 10-ish minutes.
Okay, Steve, before you go, you were looking for the bush jackets over at, you were telling us about it, where was it? Over at, what store was that you were looking at the bush jackets for?
Was that me? Bush chat. Give me a little more. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of the store we were at. Now I forgot the name of the store. I'm just trying to get wound down. I carry a whole pile of stuff in the house here, sawhorses and everything else. Go do what you got to do for your wife, and then it'll come back to me, and I'll tell you. But anyway, bush jacket, just a regular with no lining. I call them a bush jacket, no hood. They're on sale, and I forgot the name of the place. Just eluded me. But come back, and I'll remember then.
Okay, might have been Mark's Work Warehouse. Actually, it's not Mark's Work Warehouse anymore. It's called Mark's Warehouse. Anyway, that could be it, because possibly believe my wife might have told me about that. But it's starting to ring a bell there, Larry. I'll get back to you. VA3IMW.
Yeah, you're right, Steve, and it is, yes. They're 25% off. Anyways, okay, no problem. Go do what you got to do. We'll talk to you when you get back. Up next, Wade, VA3NCA, VA3LBI. How do you guys make out tonight with kids?
Of the VA3 LCI, VA3NCA. I'm figuring it out slowly. It's been a long week. We actually we bailed a little bit. We didn't have very many at all, and so we didn't really have anybody show up. So we just turned the lights out early, and the kids upstairs watched turned on some movie, and I came down here, and a little bit later on, I'll pick up the game and follow along. So we really didn't have very many people at all, but our neighborhood does trend older, so I think that's probably the reason. Yeah, it's just a nice, quiet night in for this spooky Halloween. Happy Halloween to everybody else. So, back to you, Larry.
Yeah, well, we packed it up a few minutes ago. About 1:45, we started pulling stuff in. It was starting to get very sporadic, and I looked up and down the street. We didn't see anything. But like I said, we had about 70 kids, so not bad. I think we had 80 last year. I think last year, if I remember, my wife was saying she thought it was a lot warmer than this year. I don't remember, but all I know is I have a winter coat on, my hood up, because that wind was cool.
Yeah, it was a little chilly today. It was a work from home day today, so I only noticed it when I came up from the desk here and went outside briefly. Although at the end of the day, there when it was chilly, I did manage to get into the garage, switch the blade out on the miter saw to one that can handle metal, and I chopped down some aluminum extrusions that I have to sort of make some effort into one of the projects. A little frame to mount my radio in. It might be more backpackable components. So I did manage to get out for that, and yeah, you're right. It was a little chilly. I guess we're right in the midst of fall now. There's no denying it. So yeah, the weather does seem to be turning a little bit for sure.
Well, I still got to fix my antenna, my big antenna, and I'm waiting for a windy or non-windy day to drop it down. I don't mind the cool, but the wind's been so horrific that it's just been blowing it all over the place. And I can drop it, but it's going to be hard to work on. I got a couple of places I got to solder. So waiting for a decent day where I can just drop it down and put it on my workmate and touch it up with a couple of spots of solder for the winter. And it also needs to be the actual nuts and bolts themselves have to be insulated.
Yeah, you want decent weather for that, I'm sure, because you don't want to be wrestling with both bad weather and long wires that hoisting them up and down. Yeah, I've been wanting to put a little box that I have. I've had it for a while with lightning arresters on it on the wall back just outside the back door of my garage. But part of that will be a lightning, or not lightning, but a ground rod for the arresters to attach to. And I guess I got to get moving because since the ground freezes up, and that's going to be a job that's going to have to wait till next year. So I guess this weekend maybe I'll have to find some time because I don't think there's going to be very many weekends that I can get away with delaying this. So I'm going to give it a shot. So similar, some summer maintenance that I put off far too long, and if I don't do it now, then winter's going to be here.
Yeah, it won't be too much longer. And I know I had to fix the antenna in the early spring. It might have been late winter. I think it was actually early spring. And it was pretty cool out there when I was doing it, so it wasn't quite enjoyable. But I got a good shelter spot when I want to work on it. It's just a matter of, say, the wind, because it just whips it all over the place. So, always little projects before the winter sets in. I know I got to get one more cut on the lawn. Get the power washer off, out and clean the bottom of the lawnmower. And then once I'm done that, then the hose will come off and get put away for the winter.
Yeah, you'll certainly want to do that before it gets cold. Climbing up on ladders and lowering wires, working on them when your fingers are not good.
Absolutely. So, all right, Thanks, Wade. Anything else before I pass her down to Chris?
No, I'll just be listening along and seeing what else we can play around with this real thing here. I'll throw a picture of it up on the Discord later on when I have a little more progress on it. But I'm listening along for the duration, and you can throw it back to the next guy down the line. VA3IMW, get back to you.
Great, very good. Thanks, Wade. All right, Chris, VA3WPG. Come on in, Chris.
Yeah, VA3WPG. It's Friday night, having some cold snacks, listening to some Metallica. Got my spotlight. Well, my spotlights are always out on the balcony, but I brought my fog machine out there for Halloween and my 3,000 watt strobe lights. So we got 3,000 watt strobe lights, orange, green, and 1,000 watt fog machine pumping fog out there halfway through the night. Fire department hasn't showed up yet, so we're in good shape. 2 more hours to go. Other than that, yeah, I don't know what the deal with the kids are because I've been listening to the older Metallica albums, but the streets look pretty empty around here. As I said, I assume they're all going down to Whitney Street where all the houses are and stuff. All the apartments around here have got security systems, and you're not going to get in, so I don't see why they'd waste your time trying around here. But my Halloween display set up, got some last minute ghosts, some witches and broomsticks, some fake spider webs, all going around my dual band 144 440 antenna, going from my X30 over to my MFJ HF antenna. So my balcony's done up pretty nice. Anybody driving by that's gonna going by, they'll see the lights. The spider webs are not really visible, but hey, that's another advantage of having your antennas on your balcony. Number one, you can do weekly inspections instead of yearly, and 2, you can web fake spider webs in there for Halloween. Anyway, that's really all I got for tonight. Going to be listening in the background till the end of the night, and when the net's over, I will be back to my Metallica. Everyone have a good evening. VA3WPG.
Yep, okay, thanks, Chris. Well, actually, the wife and I were talking how things have changed so much. I mean, back when I was a kid and walked around, we never had our parents with us or nothing, and almost every house you went to, there wasn't too many that wasn't have lights on. You went for Halloween. Very sporadic over here, probably in the neighborhood, I don't know, maybe 10 houses, if there's that many. But the kids are doing good. They're having fun. Pardon me, having fun.
Oh, that's what counts. It's the kids' holiday, so hope they are.
Well, I did move the 3 bunkers inside the main fence because I know what'll happen. They'll be smashed out in the street by the morning, so they've been moved in.
Oh, 100%. You know that. They won't last the night outside. Absolutely. Yep. Protect them.
Yep, and I think there's a lady who lives not too far from us here. She actually collects them and then takes them out to the. I think he takes them to a farm. I'm not sure if it's the Gilliman Zoo, and maybe it's the zoo she takes her, or some to the farm also. She has a farm she goes to, and as long as there's no candle wax or anything like that that's in them, they give them to the animals to eat, so they don't go to waste.
Probably saves the farmer some money too.
Well, it probably does, for sure, absolutely, but she gets quite a pile, so. All right, Chris, anything else before I pass her down the Noel?
I'll be listening around for the next round. VA3WPG.
All right, very good. Let me give a shout out first. Anybody else want to check into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? My call sign is Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. Larry, located East Hamilton Mountain. Come on in.
VA3IMW.
Back in there now. Let's bring in Noel, VE3 KDT. Come on in, Noel. VE3LBI.
VE3LBI, VE3 KDT. Yeah, happy Halloween and everything. Not sure if you were listening yesterday, but I apparently spoke too soon. And it did blow up in my face. So, yeah, all good. Won't get into the details too much, but kids got to do their Halloween doing trick-or-treating around here, and had a good time. They're both stuffing their faces full of candy, and I made sure there's no razor blades or anything else. I don't know, old habits die hard. But yeah, having a blast. Got a bunch of pictures. My kid was he was making me laugh. He's talking to everyone, pointing out the decorations, everything else. And also had a blast there. He was pointing out one that had socks. I was like, socks? What are you talking about? And they had a witch done up as if she crashed her room into a tree. So it was once I explained it, he was having a blast. But other than that, sorry, I'm kind of running out there. I'll throw it in for a second and see if they had any comments.
So you got the kids with you tonight?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they got dropped off and everything else. So it's just kind of, I felt a little bad for them because they were in the car. They got here at about 7, so that means they missed the good point of the good portion of the trick or treating, especially because they're young, so they would have been out really early.
Yeah, I think they started here maybe 5:15. The younger ones, they were around. Mind you, there was still some at a little bit later, but most of those were, the parents, and they were in a buggy or whatever. So, but that was good to see them out there and enjoying. I didn't see any really, let's put it this way, fancy costumes. I mean, back in the day, you made your own costume basically, but a lot of store-bought and stuff. There were some good ones, but nothing that was really outstanding as a costume this year.
Yeah, no, none of the kids' costumes. My neighbor there, a couple of them were getting ready to go out, and I saw a few of the female themed costumes and stuff like that of the older ladies, not the older ladies, but the 20-30-year-olds there or so that were getting ready. Other than that, I mean, didn't have too many kids as I was waiting for them to show up for 7. Like you said, yeah, about 5-ish or whatever. Just after is when they started, so I had about 14 people here in 2 hours, but it was just me and 3 other houses on the street there, so or in the unit complex. So you can see kids as they're walking by. They kind of look like glance down, see the 3 porch lights, and think, forget it, and keep going.
Yeah, well, like Chris was saying too, I remember back in the day, never had all the security on the apartment buildings. So once you got inside, you go around knocking on all the doors. You used to have a blast doing that. And of course, I lived on Upper Sherman, and it was you could always go up and down that. That was easy to get lots of pickets. Had to wait for the candy apples though. Remember what house that was? You'd have to give it a good hour, go back and see if you get a second one.
Yeah, there was the one in my neighborhood that gave out the full-size chocolate bars. We'd always try and hit them up a couple times. And actually, for the apartments, I wasn't in, back 5-6 years ago now, but they used to collect candy, and they would take some volunteers and stuff, and they would go open up the lobby. And so rather than have them running up and down all the halls, they just get a big load up, almost like a freaking bag of candy for kids.
Yeah, I used to put it at the front door there, so you could pick it up from there, and your honor system. So, I mean, most of the kids are pretty good. They only took like one. We asked them to only take one, because you never know how many we're going to get, right?
Oh, exactly. But yeah, no, it's I don't know. I don't really mind too much. I had to restock my candy, so I ended up with everything on sale, and with not getting too many kids, I now have the better portion of 100 pieces of mini chocolate to take care of, which might end up with the diabetes when I'm done.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me skip one thing. Mac, you wouldn't believe it. Hawaii's in there right now on FT8 on 20 meters, and I'm running the net, so I'm going to miss it. All right, Noel, anything else before I pass her down to Bill?
No, let's hear from Bill. I think I went back and forth there enough. Also, sit here and listen for the duration. Back to you.
Oh, no, before I do, I forgot. How did you guys make out with your activation down there? How was it? A little rough? Or I tried to listen as best I could for you.
Yeah, that vertical I got really is not great for local traffic. But you came in pretty clear. Yeah, you ended up, weren't we talking with you or for a second?
Yeah, I think I picked you guys up on 40 if I remember rightly.
Yeah, okay. No, the activation went really well. I think between the two of us, we were saying it was the first time that I didn't have to juggle a whole bunch of variables and everything else. Kind of understand how my antenna works. I understand all the menus and everything else with my radio, minus the recording. And so yeah, it was kind of more just I could concentrate on actually trying to make contacts and play radio rather than everything else, just get it set up.
So I take it was all your equipment you had then, you took there.
Oh yeah. As soon as I volunteered that, I think Bill's like, "All right, bonus. I don't have to carry anything." And right where that spot was pretty good because you put the car right there. Had enough coax to throw the antenna up and find a spot where I could stick it in the ground, and literally just set up two of my summer fold-up chairs, my table, and I kick back and relax.
Oh, very good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So, okay, very good. And I see Mattson on YouTube there. I think he's going to try to get in a little bit later. He's trying to watch the game, I think, also. So, all right, thanks, Noel. Let's drop it down to Bill. VA3UK, VA3LBI. Come on in, Bill.
Yeah, VA3LBI. Oh, let me turn down the volume here. I don't want to be hearing myself. VA3LBI, VA3IUK. Good evening, Larry. Good evening to everybody that's listening and to those that are listening on YouTube. Not too much to report here. Noel, I had a good activation. Conditions weren't the best. A lot of short skip, I noticed, and a lot of QSB on signal. So bands have not been that good for the last week or so, or maybe a little bit longer. But we got it activated. We had a good time and had a good chat. So that's the other side of it. That's what it's all about as well. So I'm appreciative that I got that park activated. I couldn't believe that I hadn't had that one activated. The other one I don't have in this area. It's a Sturge, and the other one I don't have is Whitehorn, but I won't go down there on my own with my eyesight. I'm sort of a bit of a target, so I want to wait and go down with somebody that has some sight. So I think you guys could probably understand that. Anyway, that's about it from here, Larry. I'll turn it back to you.
Comment?
Yes, we have a comment there. Call sign, please.
VA3WPG, all I'm going to say is I 100% agree with Bill, is that's not a place you want to go alone. That's it. VA3WPG.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Chris. Well, I'm glad you guys had a good time, Bill. Sounds like, I don't know whether you had any problems or whatever, but I try to keep up with you. Of course, was busy doing other things at the same time. And I think by the time you guys got out there, we had to go out someplace, so I might have missed a couple of bands.
Yeah, we only got to you and one other contact on 40, and I CQ'd for a while. We went up to 20 and got what we needed. Tried 15, wasn't really getting much of a response, so we just packed it in. I was more interested. I wasn't interested in the quantity of QSOs. I more or less wanted to get that park activated. So thanks again to Noel for that. And things aren't going too bad here. Since this wire's been up in the tree, I think I've picked up 308 new parts, so not doing too bad. Fighting some noise, though. I don't know where it's coming from, but every once in a while, I get S9 noise level, and it just wipes out everything on 20 meters and above. So, and it is between like an S9 and 10 over. So I'm not sure where the noise is coming from. So it just sort of doesn't seem to be any pattern to it. Except mostly it's at night. It doesn't seem to be much during the daytime. So I don't know if that QRM80 that Wade's putting together for me would help me counteract that type of noise level. I don't know. But anyways, it is what it is. Back to you, Larry.
Yeah, it could be like you say, if it's nighttime, you never know. Anytime, like roughly particular nighttime, like like 6 o'clock or 7, or like a supper time, or say when somebody's sitting down watching TV, you can't really pinpoint it.
WPG between about 6 and 9 p.m. That so far. I need to pay more attention to it, document when the noise occurs and when it stops, so I'll have a little better idea later on. But nonetheless, I mean, I'm doing well here. I'm able to get into pilots, and I have to fight so much to be heard. So it's kind of nice that way. So I do have my award for 1,500 parks, and I'm hoping to have my award for 2,000 parks by Christmas. And that will be realistic, especially if conditions do improve a bit. Haven't been the best for the last week or so.
WPG. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. All right, no problem, Bill. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Bill, that parking lot where I jumped over the fence there to throw the throwing bag over, if that apartment building has LED street lights, take note of what time those, or not street lights, parking lot lights, if those are LED lights, take note of what time those come on and what time the interference starts.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks a lot for that, Chris. Never thought of that. That's a good suggestion. Thanks.
VA3 WPG.
VA3 back.
Yep, okay, Steve, we're just about on the list here. Anything else, Bill?
No, I'll just be listening along and go Jays go. Oh, by the way, just one more thing. Not ham related. I think the Jays have so far broken about 3 records for postseason play, and I think tonight they'll break another one for most runs in postseason play. So they're just wildfire, and I'm hoping they can tie it up tonight.
Yeah, you're right, Bill. The first one was the Grand Slam. The second one was 12 strikeouts. And the third one was back-to-back home runs. I guess that very first inning, the first couple of pitches, that was the 3 records, unless I'm missing one or there was another one in there. But as far as I know, like I said, it was the Grand Slam, the 12 strikeouts, and the 2 back-to-back home runs. They've never been done.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, he beat Sandy Koufax. I think Sandy Koufax had 10, and that young kid ended up with 12. And you're right, Larry. That's the extent of the records that they've broken. Just flabbergasted. Now, I'm not sure about in World Series play how many runs have been scored in an inning, but the Jays did have that 9-run inning. I don't know if that's a record or not. Anyway, better turn it back to you, Larry. There might be other people to pick up. So I'll be listening along, Larry. Thanks a lot for doing it.
Yep, okay, no problem. Thanks, Bill. Let's bring in Mac. VA3IMW ZOE. Sorry, Mac. Like I said, they're running FTA right now in Hawaii. I have no opportunity because I'm running the net and I'm actually can't flip over. So I don't know. I've got it all set up to go for it, but I can't.
Well, that's okay. I mean, there's either going to be another opportunity or just maybe, the guy will keep on keeping on. And after 9 o'clock, you'll have an opportunity to give a poke. Anyways, glad to hear that your FD8 is up and running. And I'm still trying to get to the understanding of what you have to do with your 7300 to get it configured to run FT8. Because when I hook up my computer to the radio and turn on WJTX and select a band, it takes over full control of the radio right off the bat. So perhaps there's a little checkbox or something that you could probably click in order to allow the computer to do all that configuration stuff that you have to do. Anyways, as long as it works, that's the main thing. Anyways, I was a little bit surprised that Steve covered me up on the initial call out there. I understand he may have been transmitting to you direct, and his signal probably stronger than the repeater signal to your station. Anyways, nonetheless, what else is going on? It's Friday night and the last net of October. And then we have the month of November, and then we're into December. So a quick reminder that we're still tentatively looking at December 21st at Christie Conservation Area for our winter solstice activation. So still looking for anybody to bring forth any other suggestions that may be a better day or a better location. So haven't heard anything yet, but we'll keep that in our minds, and hopefully if there's a better option, people can step forward. Other than that, Larry, it's what else is there? Goodness gracious, there was something important I was going to say, and I'm drawing a blank right now. Anyways, we had a dozen kids at the door between 6:15 and I guess around 7:30. Not a whole lot over here, and it seems to fluctuate from year to year, but it's certainly not like it was in the earlier days when we first moved in here. I can remember us having 50 or 60 kids at the door. But it has deteriorated over the last 10 or 12 years. That's what I remember. Yes, let me drop. Yes, sir. Okay. Done a little research on full wave loop antennas. And I guess what I got to get to is 280 feet of wire. And the impedance I have to do, I got to match a 50 ohm radio to something that's going to be somewhere between 225 and 235 impedance from the wire. So wondering where I can get my hands on a 2.5 to 1 balun, and I'm not sure that any of our handy guys that have been winding their own baluns would be able to do something like that. I think it's a 5:8 ratio or something like that. But I've never built one, and my research on the web, I haven't turned up a source that has a market-ready 2.5 to 1 balun. So I started researching delta loops and a bunch of other stuff. Obviously, you're available to install these things with a whole bunch of wire and go somewhat horizontal, kind of like a sloper, but you have a pinch point and you have a variety of choices on feed points. But you can also do them as in what's the other configuration? A vertically polarized horizontal setup. I'm not really interested in that. So I'm looking at something I can string around a bunch of trees and choose a feed point and hopefully get a good match. And let me drop again. Okay, so the long and the short of it, the 280 feet of wire is an easy find. But what I may need some help with is anybody recommending where to find a 2.5 to 1 balun or something similar to that, or an optional ratio of transformer that I can use that will be effective with a loop antenna. And let me turn it back to you. Thanks, Larry.
Oh, Matt, never heard of a 2.5 to 1. Let me ask Wade, VA3NCA, VA3LBI, that ring a bell, anything about that, Wade?
VA3LBI, VA3NCA. I'm not sure about a commercial one. There is a design for a 2.5 to 1 balun. It's on a Australian Hands website here. If you wanted to wind your own, it just uses a regular MT140 43. I guess that's a smaller size one, actually. It's not like the 240 43s that we have. I guess it's only 1.4 inches in diameter. Anyways, 43 type material. Yeah, I can post the link to it on the Discord for interest. As far as commercial ones, I'm not sure. But I guess I missed part of that transmission from Mac. I guess what we're saying is that the full loop has about 125 ohm characteristic impedance. Is that why we're looking for like a 2.5 one. Back to you.
Yeah, and depending on what configuration you use, whether it's a trapezoid or a rectangle or whatever, impedance could vary between 125 and 135 ohms. So understanding that a tuner is probably going to have to be involved, but the right size length of wire, 280 feet, would allow you to have resonance in a portion of the band on 80 meters, but then would be quite effective on 20, 40, 20, and 10 meters with some harmonic influence on 15 and possibly 12 and 17 with a little extra hand heavy lifting with the tuner on 12 and 17. So in a nutshell, it's I guess it's what they call a sky burner, but sometimes with the right orientation, with the wire being a slightly tilted orientation, it's basically a ground loop at elevation, 20 to 35 feet, but your feed point may not be totally high up in the air. You may have some areas which are lower, which gives it a sloper performance, which makes it less directional. Anyways, it sounds like a lot of fun to play with, and apparently it's really, really, really good on receive. And at the same time, probably very noisy in the urban atmosphere. But if this configuration works well, a park like Salt Fleet might be a good option to string wire around the trees in a rectangular or octagonal configuration, and then bring that feed point back together at the ballon, and you'd have a great ear in the sky, and obviously a really quiet place for actuation. You'd probably hear everything. Somebody in Japan would drop a pin and you'd probably hear it on the air.
Yeah, it sounds interesting for sure. Yeah, I'm just looking at this schematic that I saw here, and it doesn't look that hard to wind if you come up with an FT140 and a dash 43. I imagine the size isn't going to matter so much. If it's a little bit bigger, you'll have higher power capability, I suppose. But anyway, so the example here is on a 1.4 inch diameter 43 type ferrite. And it's just 4 windings. Some of the windings are 4 turns, some are 6, and that's the combination that gives you the balance 10.5 to 1. So I'll post this link. It looks like an interesting one to the Discord, and maybe it's useful. That's an interesting antenna project. We'll be interested to see how it plays out.
Yep, QSL. Yeah, and that's been my research over the last week. I trust it's not a dead end. I really hope it is something that turns out to be quite effective. I've never actually had any hands-on experience with full loop antenna. Always have relied on end feds, and obviously loop antennas in the feed point becomes a question mark as far as how it's going to perform, whether it's vertically or horizontally polarized, and that's another thing that is a little bit of a gray area for me. But as they say, the hobby is all about experimentation. Anyways, I'll throw it back to you, Larry. I don't want to monopolize things, but yep, I'll stay quiet for the time being.
Yeah, no problem, Mac. That's what we're here for, just to talk about things and of interest. So, yeah, it's not an issue at all. So maybe we can post that on the Discord site. Be interesting to see. Meantime, I'll pass it back up to Steve because he's back. Actually, before I do that, Steve, give me 1 second. Do we have any other check-ins for Friday night ZOE Ragchew? If there is, please come on in. VA3IMW. Okay, we will run it back up to Steve. VA3NFG ZOE. Come on back in, Steve.
Thank you, Larry. Geez, I get over Mac? Wow. That's pretty good. Hey, I should, too bad I don't have crossband. We could use this station as a ZOE booster. But then again, that wouldn't work too good because there'd no doubt be a delay, and then, wouldn't work. Anyway, the update on the bush jacket, what's that? So you mean lumber jacket? So that, I remember you called it a bush jacket the one time. I'm like, it's called a lumber jacket. But regardless, they come in button up, I think, or zip up, I believe, hoodie or no hoodie. And they are 25% off.
Yes, I think my snap, if I remember rightly. I think so, I don't remember. Button or snap, and I didn't want a hood on it. But, I've always called them a lumber jacket. I don't know, we always used it in the woods. When we were hunting and stuff, and I don't know, cutting wood. It got a name of a lumber jacket. But it's not insulated. And it's not a shirt, but it's an actual jacket. I think I had to give it another name in the store or something. But they were regular $40, and they dropped it down with 25% off. You get them for $30, so it was a really good deal.
Yeah, roger that. I don't know what they look like. I remember what they look like. They had the tail on them. I don't know if these ones have the, if they're actually shaped like a long shirt. Most guys used to cut the tail off, cut them short, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Give me 1 second, would you please? Mac, VA3MW ZOE.
Yes, sir.
You get the ATF rig set up?
Yes, I do.
21340. Hawaii just moved there. So you can bang it off for VE3HPO. 21340 SSB. Anyways, back to you, Steve. The tail portion. I don't know. I've had many of them. As a matter of fact, the last one I had, I think, was made by Dickie.
Sorry, I doubled, Larry.
Oops. Okay. I say yes. I've had many of them. The last one I had, I think, matter of fact, I'm positive it was made by Dickie. I'm not sure who makes these ones, but I did pick up one for either late fall or early spring. I like them. They're not insulated and they don't have a hood. I don't like hoodies that much.
Well, I know I didn't back then, but I do now. I love my hoodies. They're, it's like putting on a pair of pajamas. No, I was saying earlier, I cut in there. I didn't realize you were talking. Today. I was like, wow, couldn't believe it.
What band were they on?
It was 20 meters. Pulled up the parks. I forget the name of the park there, but hate to say it, most of us are familiar with looking at that. Seeing that on the news all the time, unfortunately. But I was really surprised. X-ray, forget the call sign now. I know it started with X-ray. I've got a confirmed contact with Israel from a while back there. I should pull that up.
Okay, interesting. Was it a POTA contact or just a contact?
Originally, probably about a year ago or so, that was a regular contact. This one here was a POTA contact, and it said he was QSY. So, I never went to look for him because there's lots to knock off on the 20-meter spot page, as there usually is. But too bad. 9 minutes old, and he was already QSY.
You know, interesting. I messed around a little bit with FT8 today, just I was doing some other stuff. It was kind of like, okay, I'll see if I can work this guy. And I give him a couple calls, and I go, okay, well, I give him 3 strikes, and he's out. And I stopped, and I was doing something else, and I came back, hit the next guy, tried to hit 3 strikes. Oh, no, okay, it's not out. Maybe you have a bunch of other people lined up. So I made a couple of contacts, but it was nothing serious.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah. It's like I haven't done any FT8 in over a year, but I heard Mac telling you something about settings on the 7300 or vice versa. There are settings, so there is a setting for it. I forget what it is. It's something you got to check off there, and then it becomes you just pop the mode on. But yeah. So okay, very good. Back to net there. I didn't mean to hold it up, and that's all I got so far. VA3IMW.
Yep, okay, no problem. And Chuck's in there too, saying Steve's not going through the periods in reverse. He's doing it on purpose, if you're listening, Chuck. He's got so much interference when he goes listening on the repeater, so he's actually finds it better to go in reverse. So if you're there and you want to check in, come on in, check VA3CJZ, VE3LBI.
Yep, VA3CJZ.
Anyways, how did you make out for kids tonight, Chuck?
Victor Echo 3 India, uniform kilowatt.
70.
Yeah, Larry, I think you and Bill just doubled their IUK.
You got something to go, Bill? Go ahead.
He picked up the wrong mic again. He's working POTA.
Oh, okay. How'd you make out with Hawaii?
No copy.
Oh, well, okay. Same question, Chuck. How many kids do you roughly think you had?
Hey, Larry. Well, we started getting kids just after 5:30 p.m. and we wrapped it up probably around 20 to 8, quarter to 8, and I think we got about 45 or so kids. Not the biggest crowd we've ever had, but I found it kind of peculiar that entire families were coming up for goodies, like mom, dad, and the kids. I don't know. Thought that was kind of weird. But anyways, yeah, roughly 45-ish. Man, was it ever windy, though? It was chilly. I had to put my tube on.
You're not kidding. It was windy, yes. And as a matter of fact, the wife brought the bowl up to put the candy in. She brought out 3-inch wide tape and taped it down to the, 3 corners, taped this bowl down to the little table we had set up so it didn't blow away.
That's funny. Yeah, my wife was complaining we lost a ghost from last night to tonight. The wind there just brutal, and it comes in gusts and different directions, and yeah. So the nice thing, my wife actually borrowed our daughter's Scooby-Doo one-piece outfit. And that way there was no makeup, no spray paint in the hair, and, the lengthy shower afterwards to get all that stuff out. So that was nice. I snapped a couple of pictures there, so I'll probably post them on Facebook or something. So yeah, it was all right. I had to keep coming back inside because I had to sit down because my back. But I helped her out, and yeah, one more in the books, Larry.
Well, I think we were talking earlier. I think Brenda said last year it was warm, was in the 70s, I think, last year in October for Halloween. So changed this year. Let's put it that way. Yes, that wind was brutal, and like again, you said, gusts, and it just blew right up the driveway. I actually parked the car closer to the house on the west side in the driveway, trying to make a bit of a wind block. We set the table up beside it to the east side of it.
Oh, yeah. And then we have one of our neighbors that put out a giant goblin or one of those blow-up things there. But that wind kept pushing it over. And it was wreaking havoc on decorations. I'm sure a lot of people felt it there throughout the city, but we got through it. So, and I think there was even a little bit of candy left over.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, well, I made sure and grabbed a handful before she dumped it in the bowl.
It's in the secret spot hidden. I remember, Chuck, one year when we lived out in Second Road East, took the kids out. Now, let's put it this way, there's not a lot of houses out there. So if you got the 10 houses, you're lucky, because you had to walk quite a ways. Anyways, we got out there, and it's snowing hard. But I took a couple of kids out, met up with a couple of parents that had kids, so it was still a fun time, but it was snowing.
Yeah, it reminds me of the odd time you get snow when the leaves are still on the trees. It doesn't happen often, but it does. Anyhow, Blue Jays game. We're at the top of the third. LA Dodgers are on deck, and they just scored 1 point, and they have runners on 2 and third base.
Well, that's not good, but it is early yet, so let's hope that the Jays can come back a little bit, which would be nice. All right, Chuck, anything else?
Yeah, no, just I checked out the band conditions today, and I didn't even bother. I too was seeing some nice contacts that I'd like to make, but I did a listen on a couple of them. I couldn't hear anything. So yeah, no radio work for me today. Anyhow, Larry, thanks for doing this one. I'll pass it back to you, sir. VA3CJZ.
Yep, okay, thanks very much for coming in tonight. All right, any other check-ins for Friday night? ZOE Ragchew, come on in, VE3LBI. I noticed that wind is playing a little havoc with the antenna too, for the ZOE. It's kind of up and down a bit here. The signal strength. Some people actually picking a little static up with.
Yeah, I was too earlier there, Larry, but it seems to have settled down a little bit for me right now.
Free enough, Chief?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm on the, let me get this mic out of here. I'm on the reverse here, and there I'm on the machine. So, did you say 70 kids? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, we had 70 this year. We had 80 last year, but we had 70 this year, Steve.
Wow. You must be in the middle of the block. Because these end houses, let me tell you, they don't see much action.
Yeah, don't forget we got the Huntington Park School over here too, right? Which is, I guess, junior kindergarten up to 6. So there's quite a few kids in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, well that's good. That's good. Glad to know the young kids are out there dressing up and having fun.
Well, it was unusual, like Chuck mentioned there. We did have a couple of families come up, moms and dads, and the kids, which was kind of strange. But of course, everybody took the chocolate. I don't know. This was odd. But anyway, it didn't hurt anything. It was just kind of funny they did.
Oh yeah. Well, us older folk like the sweets too, eh? So I guess
back to those 100 chocolate bars, Smarties and I don't know what else is there, Arrow or whatever. I don't know, a bunch of little chocolate bars, small little ones, right?
Yeah, roger that. Yeah. Okay, very good. Well, that's 80 more than I had. And they are out still knocking, and they're knocking on my door. I wouldn't know it. Because the wife's upstairs, like second floor, and I'm in the basement.
There you go. All right, Steve. Anything else?
No, we're good. We'll be listening along here. It made me curious there. I put on the 50-meter band and look at the spot page, and the first call is from the Philippines, and the call sign is DX 1 arm, Delta X-ray 1, Alpha Romeo Mike. So it's like, wow. It's like I gotta get him. It's like an omen or something, right? But there's nobody there. It's 8 minutes old. Okay? DX 1 arm. It's like, I don't want that call sign.
Unfortunate, a lot of the activators, when they are done, don't go QRT, and they just sit there for, I think it's about a half an hour, and then after that it automatically drops it off. But yeah, it's too bad a lot of them don't go QRT. It gets kind of confusing when you're looking at the list of people, and all of a sudden you see one, I haven't worked that guy before, or that area, and you look at it, and you go, oh yeah, right, it's 20 minutes old. Very good. Well, okay.
Yeah, roger that. I know. You see them there 28 minutes. I think at 30 minutes they get bumped off. But anybody can QRT them. But that's not nice either, because you never know. They could be moving to another park and they're trying to save the spot. Who knows?
No, that's right. So it's not a good idea. Okay, Steve, anything else?
No, sir. Carry on. You're doing a fine job. VA3IMW.
Okay, wait, anything else before we do a 7-3? I see you posted that in there on the Discord, so I'm going to have a look at it myself.
VA3IMW, yeah, I just threw it up there. I guess the problem with 2.5 to 1 is that it's not a straight ratio or a normal ratio like some of the other ones are. So the best you're going to do is get close, and it looks like this is technically 2.78 to 1, which is close enough for horseshoes and grenades, I think. None of this stuff is exact. So I think this is probably legitimately callable 2.5 to 1. I guess on the other side, Mac was saying that on the upper side it has to match about 130 ohms, and this one would transform according to the math up to like 138. So it's probably a little better on the higher impedance side than the lower impedance side, but nothing that is outside the reach of a little tune-up with a tuner. So I think this is a good candidate for a decent 2.5 to 1. So yeah. Anyways, it's a long way to say. I posted it there in the. I think I put it in the gear channel. So take a look and see what you think there, Mac. And other than that, not much else to add. Unfortunately, LA is up 3-0 now. They're having a lot of trouble. Oh, I guess they just got rid of that pesky last out to get them out of this inning. So they're just going into the bottom of the third. Jays are back up. Hopefully, we can get back some of that run deficit there. Anyways, back to you then, Larry. Thanks for doing it. VA3IMW.
Yep, hopefully we'll wait. They'll see how it goes anyway. So, all right, Chris, anything else before we do a 7-3? VA3WPG.
VA3WPG, just listening along still, thinking when Mac was talking about 2.51 Bellin, my first thought was maybe talk to Wade there, and sure enough, you called in Wade, so just that was kind of funny. Anyways, no, that's it for this time. We'll be sticking around till the 73, VA3WPG.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Noel, anything else? VD3 CDT before we do a 7-3 round, Noel?
No, I'm kind of
else before we do a 7-3 round? VA3IMW.
No, I tried to go and see if I could hear a Y on 15 meters, but of course that F9 noise level put the kibosh on that, but did work. Somebody in Mississippi on 40 meters where the noise level is so bad got a 5-minute signal report. I think that's a call you guys know. I had never heard of Mount Activate 80 before. I think his name is Arnold, KC4ZUA. I hear him on there quite a bit, so he was actually at a park tonight. So nothing else, Larry. Thanks a lot for doing it.
Okay, Mac, VA3IMW, VA3IMW. Before I do a 7-3, anything else?
No, at this point, I'll take a pause and look up what Wade has posted on Discord, see if that's a candidate for a build project. Oh my goodness gracious, me building my own balance. Okay, a pause. Anyways, yeah, you can actually take this as my 7-3 round because it's now 9 o'clock, and certainly appreciate you doing this one. We'll be back here tomorrow night at 7:30 for the Lake Ontario Radio Club net, and net controller would be Bill. Anyways, just a quick note. Anybody who's interested in activating Whitehorn, from the backside, the City Hall parking lot during Saturday, they do have security down there because there's some kind of market that takes place somewhere in that vicinity. But then again, it seems like all of your displaced people are on the McNabb side. The other thing that's notable is that parking in that City Hall parking is actually free on Sunday. So if you're not comfortable going alone, buddy up with a friend, but the City Hall parking side would be free on Sunday, and that would save you a few coins there. Anyways, thanks again, Larry. I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, Mac, I marked it in as 7-3. Let me check with Chuck and see if he has anything else. VA3CJZ, VE3LBS. Anything else before we do a 7-3 round, Chuck?
VA3CJZ, just a quick note, there is a few contests this weekend. One for sideband is, I think the only one, called the UK and Ireland DX contest. 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80. And there's a few CW ones, so just thought I'd throw that out there, and I'll send it back to you.
Okay, very good. All right, let's run it down. Let's do a quick 7-3. VA3NFT, VE3LBI, just doing 7-3.
Yeah, okay, Larry. Fine, that, as usual. And we'll look forward to it next Friday, unless I'm working. And if so, the following Friday I have off, so I think that's the 14th. City Hall, are you talking about on the 21st for the next meet?
No, sir. No. That the City Hall parking lot backs onto Whitehorn, which is the seldom activated but very much coveted activation spot there between City Hall parking lot and McNabb Street.
Hey, comment.
Roger, this is Hamilton City Hall.
Yes, sir.
All right, okay, very good. Carry on there. Good enough there, Larry. There's a comment in there. We'll let him go. VA3NFT.
I'm going to throw this out there. For the people who don't like that idea of Whitehorn, maybe one of these times for this multiple activation thing, we could actually do Whitehorn, and we could get an entire group out there and just take over the thing. Just throwing that out there. VA3, WPG.
Yep, okay. Thanks, Chris. And Steve, I got your mark 7-3.
Yeah, Roger. That is my 7-3 there, Larry. And just one quick question. Why are we calling it Whitehorn?
It's a park behind City Hall.
Is that what it's called? That's the first I've ever heard in, well, I guess 50 some odd years, but okay. Whitehorn Park, how about that? And what's this park number?
I'm not sure. Anybody know the park number offhand? I can't look it up.
I'll get that 1 second.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Wade, we'll pick up Wade next. VA3MCA, VE3LBI. Just doing a 7-3 round, Wade.
VE3 LBI, VA3NCA. Yeah, 7-3 to all on net. Great net as usual there. And yeah, I thought I had the Whitehorn handy, but I obviously don't. So I can wait until we hear the comeback from Chris. Actually, the Queston House Whitehorn. That's why it didn't come up in the search. It's Charlie Alpha 5367 5367. 7-3 everybody, and back to you there, Larry.
Okay, did you catch that, Steve? VA3NFG, VE3LBI?
Yeah, 5367. I'm trying to scratch it down with my pen that doesn't have ink. All right, thanks. Thanks, Wade.
Okay, we're good. All right, you're up, Chris. VA3WPG, VE3LBI. We're just doing a 7-3 on Chris.
Well, I'm just going to parrot down McQuestion House Whitehorn National Historic Site, CA 5367. VA3WPG 73.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Bo, you're up. VE3KDT, we're just doing a 7-3 round.
Yeah, 7-3 there. Thanks for doing this. Say goodnight to everyone there. Have a happy Halloween. It's a good one for the year. VE3KDT.
All right, Bill. VE3UK, VE3LBI. Just doing a 7-3.
Just making sure I got the right microphone there. Yep, 7-3. I'll be listening on the repeater for a while.
All right, very good. I got Mac, Chuck, VA3, CJZ, VE3LBI. Just doing a 7-3.
Yep, very good, Larry. 7-3 to all. Have a great rest of the weekend. VA3 CJZ.
Quick question for you, Chuck. Did you send a log back to Rick from last Monday night?
Yes, sir, I did. Before the end of the night on Monday, I did.
You didn't happen to mention to him about possibly moving it off of 7100. I know there was a couple or three people requesting it. Did you happen to say anything about it or no?
No. I think most people are a lot more familiar with 7.100 than 7.097 or 103 or what have you. But if there's no one, I'm sorry, if the frequency is in use, he usually will move down there. So, but no, I didn't bring it up, Larry.
Okay, I was just curious because I know there was a few people who were asking about it, including myself. And just noise-wise, and always see somebody on there, whether he can hear them, I don't know or not. I can hear his, I think that's the East Coast net that goes on there.
Right, on the West Coast, yeah.
Is it a West Coast net or the East Coast?
Well, it's a West Coast net, but oftentimes there's a guy in the Maritimes that came on to check in with us. He talks to them from the East Coast to the West on his full wave loop.
Aha.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Anyways, okay, let me wrap it up. Thanks again, everyone, for joining in tonight. Again, you guys make the net with the, I just write down the call signs of your conversation. I'd like to thank Terry, VE3 for use as a repeater. My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo India. With that, I return the repeater back to normal use. 7-3 all.
organize the events. I just suggest the events. But now that I think about it, I think that's actually a good idea. And I'm going to put in an early vote for maybe for the spring activation. We could actually do McQuestion House Whiteherd National Historic Site. Just throwing that out there. Anyways, back to my Metallica. 73, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thanks for everybody joining tonight. I trust Halloween was successful for everyone. 7 3s from VA3IMW. That's how we say goodbye.